Hello, Angie here, and welcome to the ReOpen team training. I'll try to make this as quick as possible. All right, here we go. The things we'll be going over today are, I'm just going to let you know about the guidelines that the CUMC have outlined and that we'll be communicating to the congregation. I'll talk quickly about logistics, what it'll look like. I've kept it very simple. And then we will also go over the checklist for the volunteers when you come here. All right, let's get going. Guidelines. And you've probably seen this, but these are the guidelines that we're sending out to the congregation. We're asking everyone to wear masks. If you don't have one, we will provide one. Of course, we're asking everyone to physical distance, and we're counting on people to be responsible to do that on their own. The seating in the sanctuary and Trinity Hall will be every other row, and we're asking people to leave about 4 seats between each family unit. Also, of course, wash your hands. Roland has placed hand sanitizers everywhere throughout campus, so there will not be a problem finding one. Right now, there's no in-person worship through the month of July. We're shooting for August 2nd. Again, this may change, but we have to plan and prepare for opening for a watch party on August 2nd. We're asking everyone before they attend, even if you're volunteering as well, if you have any of these symptoms, please stay home. And I won't read through them because you've probably seen them. And then, of course, we're asking for everyone's patience. I'll give you a second to check that out. And going on to the next screen, just so you know that all the areas will be sanitized before the services. Right now, we're just doing one service at 11, one in the sanctuary and one in Trinity Hall. So we don't have to worry about cleaning in between services right now. But if that becomes the case, then Roland has stated that it will take a good 45 minutes to sanitize that area before the next service. So something else to think about. At this time, on August 2nd anyway, there will be no youth or children's or nursery programming. Right now, they're saying maybe on the 9th, but when I wrote this training, that was a few weeks ago. And today, that may change. The main floor restrooms will be open, the ones across from the sanctuary and the ones across from Table of Grace. Trinity Hall, those will be the only restrooms open, and we're asking just 2 people at a time. Donut room and coffee service will be closed for right now, and we will be checking temperature of staff and volunteers as they arrive. All right, quick on to logistics. It's very simple. We're not doing floor arrows and things like that. We're just going to have the main north and south doors open. The doors will open at 10:30 for 11 o'clock services. We're going to be asking everyone to record their attendance, and this is for contact tracing. If someone does get sick, we have to be able to get a hold of everyone that was here. I'll be going over this in a couple of slides from now, but we're going to ask the ushers to help people find seats, and we are going to dismiss by the row. And here's just a quick peek at what it looks like. Red arrows, those will be the only doors available to exit and enter. And I've added our greeters, mask and registration tables, and ushers. The smiley faces are the greeters. We're going to have greeters outside down the walk paths. As people park, we're going to encourage them to come in and be excited. Everyone's going to be wearing a mask. I will have the mask tables outside so that if people do not have a mask, we'll provide one for them before they walk into the building. And And then the small X's there are where our registration tables will be for people to register that they were here. And we'll have several of those to avoid lines. And then the hearts are my ushers, and we're going to, people may be a little tentative and confused as to where to sit, so the ushers will be there to guide them and actually usher. All right, so here's your checklist. We're asking all volunteers to arrive by 10:15. If you already haven't signed a waiver or consent form, be sure to do that. We'll have locations for that at the welcome desk or the Jeep, north or south end. At that time, we'll also be taking your temperature, and then pick up anything you might need. If you need a mask, if you need gloves, your name tags. We have fun signs for the greeters to hold that are kind of goofy. You know, one of them I know says, Jesus cleanses our heart, we clean the pews, or something like that. So we're going to try to have fun with it. The registration tables will have clean pens and used pens, so we'll have cleaning supplies ready to keep those pens sanitized. All right, the doors open again at 10:30 for 11 o'clock start time. The greeters will be holding all of the doors open for a touchless experience. Again, masks must be worn even during the service, not just as you come in and as you leave, but also during the service. And it's going to be hard, but we're asking the volunteers also to model the 6 feet of distancing. It's easy to get closer than that when we're the volunteers. We feel like we're in the same bubble, but we have to model that for others. Okay. Again, if you feel ill, please don't feel obligated to come. Yes, maybe you've said you're going to come, but if you wake up in the morning and feel sick, don't hesitate to contact me or someone at the church and let us know that you need to stay home. We're still going to try to practice hospitality basics. So that warm welcome, of course, and the greeting, that'll be easy. Anticipation of their needs, again, if they don't have a mask, if they're looking for coffee or donuts, we can anticipate that and let them know that it's not here this morning. And then we want to practice a fond farewell. We don't want to skip that step, and make sure that they're sent off well and invited back. Still going to try to avoid the word no. For example, we don't want to say, you can't enter if you don't have a mask. And that's kind of a touchy topic, I know, anyway, so I don't expect you to feel like you have to police that. I'll be happy to, but we're just going to say we're requiring masks for your safety at this time. Same with drinks. People will probably see that there's no coffee or donuts, and they might bring their own. Obviously, just use your best judgment here. If there's a lid on it, I suppose they can bring it in, but if they have to take off their mask in order to drink. So it's really not a good idea to have a drink, but we don't want to say no drinks. How about if we just say, hey, we'll keep your cup for you right here. It'll be ready for you when you leave. Something like that. All right, we want to practice a fun way of greeting. Again, no touching, no elbow bumps, but we'll be doing air hugs, air high fives, the hang loose. Wait, no. What's I love you? That? Yes, I think so. Hearts. Hearts. Okay, you'll be better than me on those peace sign. I know Star Trek, live long and prosper. That's what I'll be doing. We're going to encourage exiting quickly. Obviously, people haven't seen each other for a long time, so again, use your best judgment. We don't want people to linger too long, or encourage them to linger outside where it's a little bit safer. And then you've always heard me say about escorting people around. Yes, please still escort, but try to maintain that 6 feet of distance as best you can. And anyone who signs up to be a roaming greeter, we're asking them to also keep an eye on the restrooms so that only 2 people are occupying that space at a time. Okay, this is quickly just for ushers. As folks arrive, you may need to help them find a seat or pew. Roland has blocked off every other pew with a rope, but guess what just happened at a memorial service that we had the other day? We had ushers and well, we had one usher. It was a small funeral, and she had to leave to go help up in the sound booth for a minute. And the 2 minutes that she was gone, someone actually took down a rope and sat in a pew because they wanted to be directly behind someone they knew. So it will happen. It surprises me, but people, even though people see a rope, um, they might try to move the rope and sit there. So ushers, you'll be monitoring that and helping people find their seats. You may actually go ahead and usher and go ahead and take them down to a row and then encourage them to make sure they keep 4 seats in between each family unit. We're not going to do bulletins. All of the pews have been cleared. There are no hymnals, Bibles, registration pads. There's nothing in the pews. And we also will not be passing the offering plate. There will be baskets that are locked, baskets in the back of the sanctuary and Trinity Hall for people to drop their offerings as they leave. And at this time, no listening devices. And we will be dismissing by back row first. So ushers, like you dismiss for communion and things like that, we'll be starting with the back row and then dismissing row by row so that people leave not all together and bunched together. Okay, August 2nd will be a communion Sunday, and so we will be handing out communion packets for folks to grab as they exit. So ushers, you may have a hand in that. Apparently, I haven't seen them, but apparently they're individual wrapped communion packs that have the wafer and the grape juice in it, and it's all packaged individually. They'll be blessed, and people can partake in communion at their leisure at home. We still will be counting ushers. So after the sermon starts, we do want you to count the attendance. And for right now, we're just going to utilize the Sign Up Genius for all volunteers through the month of August. And then we'll reanalyze it and reevaluate and maybe go back to our normal usher rotation schedule, greeter, welcome desk rotation schedule in September, but again, we'll just wait and see what happens. Okay, and this is just additional information. Of course, if you're in high risk, please don't feel like you have to volunteer or attend. And just so you're aware, August 2nd is just a watch party. So you're probably saying, why? Why are we just showing up to watch what we can watch online at home? And it's mostly because our live stream experience, we've enhanced it. And right now we feel that most people will still be watching online. There will be more people watching online than actually come in person. So we don't want to lose that exceptional quality of the live stream experience. So we want people to still have that great experience. And then as we work through our Sunday mornings, we'll slowly start switching over and maybe doing kind of a hybrid of watching a video and having ministers here doing things at the pulpit and things like that. So I'm not sure what that looks like yet, but that is the reason why. But even during the watch parties, pastors will be here and people will be able to see them and visit with them or talk to them. Okay. So thank you again for making um, our in-person worship service a positive and safe experience. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or call me. My cell phone is 214-704-5513. My email, you probably know, is Angie, Angie, at cumc.com. I'll be sending out the Sign Up Genius for all the Sunday morning volunteer parts. And if you need anything, let me know. Thanks so much.